Can you imagine a world without war? A world where differences are solved not with guns, but with words, with empathy, with understanding. It may seem like a utopian dream in light of the conflicts we witness every day, from the streets of Ukraine to the borders of Israel. Yet, it's a vision that thinkers and peacemakers have endorsed for centuries. And today, we'll explore how education and empathy can unlock this dream and pave the path towards a peaceful future. But first, let's understand the scale and stakes of what we're talking about. The conflicts that we see unfolding around us are not random acts of violence. They are born out of deep-seated causes like economic differences, political ideologies, social inequalities, and at the root of it all, a lack of empathy and understanding. History has shown us that no border, no wall, is too high to prevent the poison of conflict when these underlying issues are left unaddressed. So, if we dream of a world without war, we need to confront these root causes head-on. And that's where education and empathy come into the picture. They are not mere words to be thrown around in discussions, but are tangible tools within our reach that can help to resolve disagreements, erase divisions, and prevent violence. Sounds ambitious? Maybe. But let's take a closer look, and I promise you, you'll start seeing things in a new light. So, what fuels the fire of conflict? If we peel back the layers of any war or violent interaction, we'd often find a mix of economic, political, and social inequalities. We see how poverty, unemployment, and stalled economies can fan the flames of resentment and suspicion among different groups. But it doesn't end there. Our ideological differences, ethnic and religious divides, and historical injustices often get entangled in the conflict. Each time we turn a blind eye to these realities, we are fueling the next conflict, the next war. So where does the solution lie? It's right here with us, through education and empathy. An education that's not just about academics, but also about promoting understanding, respect, and peace can be a game changer. Such education helps us to know different cultures, histories, and perspectives, fostering a sense of empathy towards each other. On the other hand, empathy reminds us of our mutually shared humanity. It bridges the gap between us and them, and is often the first step towards resolving conflicts. But these aren't just theories or lofty ideals. Let's take the recent events in Israel and Ukraine to comprehend the importance of education and empathy. Take a look at the world news, and you'll see the tensions in Israel and Ukraine simmering, threatening peace not only locally, but also globally. The conflict in Israel, happening between the Israelis and Palestinians, has its roots deeply embedded in ethnic, religious, and historical disputes. Meanwhile, Ukraine is on the edge due to long-standing geopolitical divisions. It's not just a regional issue anymore, it's a concern for international peace and stability. Amid all this tension and conflict, we find glimpses that give us hope. In Ukraine, people, despite their own unrest, are standing in solidarity with Palestinians, recognizing their shared experiences of violence and humanity. These sparks of empathy and understanding wouldn't have been possible without education and awareness. They remind us that the path to peace may be challenging, but it isn't unreachable. But as hopeful as it may sound, the path towards a peaceful world isn't without its challenges. We can't talk about a world without war while ignoring the complex realities we're faced with. For instance, addressing the root causes involves making sure that education systems are accessible and equitable, something that remains a global challenge. It's not enough to have an education. It has to be inclusive, acknowledging diverse backgrounds and experiences. Promoting empathy, as powerful a tool as it is, also demands strength. It's a journey that entails challenging our personal biases, confronting discrimination, fighting against inequality. The balancing act doesn't stop there. How does a nation protect its citizens and maintain security while also investing in peace through education and dialogue? It's a compromise that needs to be handled with care. Difficult as these issues may be, we can't shy away from them. Because only by facing these difficult trade-offs and meeting these challenges head-on can we move towards a future where peace reigns supreme. But now, you're probably wondering, what can I do? The scale of these issues is overwhelming. I am just one person. Well, my friend, change begins with one person, and that one could be you. Begin with education. Research conflicts and understand their roots. Analyze information and examine how different cultures and histories are portrayed. Remember, when education fosters understanding and empathy, it acts as a torchbearer of peace. Next, let empathy guide your interactions. Be tolerant of differing opinions, of diverse cultures. Stand up against discrimination. Nurture friendships that cross borders, be it in your community, workplace, or virtual space. Last but not least, use your voice. Advocate for peace, for empathy-based education. Sign petitions, vote, and start discussions. Remember, every voice counts. It might seem like these steps are a drop in the ocean, but remember, an ocean is filled drop by drop. Your contribution does make a difference. As we wrap up our journey today, let's remember that peace isn't a distant dream. It's a goal that we can strive for, each and every one of us. The challenges are real, the path is tough, but not impossible. In the end, it all boils down to this: our ability to understand, to empathize, and to educate ourselves and others. This is what can change the narrative. This is what can turn the tide from violence to peace. So let's do our part. Strive to be more understanding, more empathetic. Let's learn about each other, respect our unique histories and cultures, challenge our biases, and confront discrimination. Because in doing so, we're shaping a world that knows no war, only peace. Imagine that world, and remember, it starts with you. Maybe someday there will be a war where nobody shows up.